What's up, night walkers? Today I'll be going over a fairly inexpensive night vision accessory, the USGI 3x magnifier. You can find these online from a bunch of different places, new and used. Pricing goes anywhere from low 100s up to over 200 bucks. I got this one used for about 150 bucks. They come in this padded case, and the magnifier itself, you're going to have a day cover as well as this rear piece here, usually with a cover on it. And what this rear piece is, this is an afocal, and this lets you slide it over or slip it over the front of the objective lens on a 14 or a 7. As well as you can remove this piece, just unthreads, and it's got threads on it which allow you to then screw it inside of the objective lens itself. And this is a more secure way of doing it. The slip fit works, but it's not very secure, so it has the potential for this thing to fall off unless you're hanging on to it or holding very still. I prefer to have it screwed in. It works a lot better that way. Now, one thing to keep in mind is when you screw it in, you're going to have to change your focus. So if you're set at infinity, you're going to have to focus down to look through this thing. And there is some light loss because you just have, you have this glass, then this glass, as well as the tube to go through. But it actually collects light pretty good, and so your image doesn't get reduced too bad. These magnifiers greatly extend your observation and detection ranges using night vision. I'll take this thing with me inside of a dump pouch on a pretty regular basis, and then if I see some animals ahead or something, I can watch them for a much longer time, being undetected with the 3x magnifier further away. Many times completely undetected. I'm far enough away where I can still make things out pretty good, way better than you would with the standard lens, objective lens on the 14. And so here's some footage of what it looks like, just looking through the 14 standard and then with the magnifier. Now this tube is an L3 filmless white phosphor with pretty decent specs, and the titles are pretty self-explanatory. Now these are the same shots in the compilation, just broken out so you can look at them a little bit better. Here's an Elbit thin film green phosphor on a different night. The building's about a quarter mile away. This gives you a good example of the magnification capabilities of this thing. Like with anything, there's a potential for knockoffs, out there in the market. With these, I think the potential is pretty low, just because there's so many of these out there in the market that are legit. But if you are concerned, one way you could check is underneath the day cover here. There's going to be some numbering on them that you can see right here, and some of them also have a sticker here on the side that give the cage code, some other information like that, as well as on both sides, 180 degrees apart. You'll see these epoxy filled holes, and I believe that's what's used for purging the optic itself, and so normally you'll see those as well. And then just the quality of the glass, if you look at it, you can tell it has the anti-reflective coatings on it, and it just feels pretty substantial. I mean, this feels like a mil-spec piece of gear. So anyways, that's just a few things you could check for to see if the one that you're looking at or the one you bought is legit or not. On this 14, I've got a D-lock on it, and this basically just goes over the objective lock ring on the 14, and this lets you quick detach this thing onto a rail. So I can stick this behind a red dot sight, and you basically just turn your 1x red dot into a 3x night vision weapon sight. It's pretty heavy, so having the QD function is pretty nice, so you can quickly take it off whenever you're not using it. Now it is highly recommended, in fact it's critical that you have a night vision compatible red dot sight. Otherwise, if you leave this thing turned on for too long, you could burn an image of the dot into the tube, and that's not a good thing. The other thing is it's generally not recommended to weapon mount 14s because the tubes aren't rated for a lot of recoil. The particular tube in this one's an old thick filmed one with a big halo, and so these ones are better suited to handle weapon recoil, and so that's why I do it with this particular one. I haven't seen any videos or really much of anything showing the footage of these 3x magnifiers mounted up to a PVS-14, so that's why I want to do this video for you guys. You know, I think for the right price point, you know, under 200 bucks ideally, this is something that should be added to everybody's night vision kit. And that's because of the extended observation and detection ranges that the 3x magnifier gives you. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.